Alright, and back we are. This is your friend Will, and you're watching the Memory Lapse, and we're picking up our Red Deck Wins grind session. I'm not going to be doing all of it on video. I'm just going to be playing a lot of these when I have time. It's the week now, like the weekday time when I have to go to work. It's the last week before the Christmas and New Year's holiday. So, it's a busy week, as I'm sure it is for many of you. No one drop here. Steam-Kin is powerful. Pyromancer is very good. Chainwhirler is very, very good. Chainwhirler rates to be good against a white deck for sure. It's important to just play this when you can get value. If you greed out, you run the risk of them playing a Loxodon and just growing their team. So, almost certainly we're just going to play this Chainwhirler this turn. Wow, okay. Nope, looks like we're playing Lightning Strike. Or, no, I guess we'll play Pyromancer Wizard's Lightning, yeah? Get another creature on the board, grow the Steam-Kin extra. Yeah. Alright. Nice cheese deck. So we get ourselves a nice little 2-for-1 there. And we chip them back down below 20. So I think I will hold the Chainwhirler here. I get to keep Lightning Strike up in case they do anything weird on their turn. And if they just play a X1 and pass, I'll Chainwhirler it. Alright, so let's strike this down. Now I guess the question is, do we just play this and put them down to 9? I think we do. If they had like 2/1 drops, they probably would have played it last turn. Hold the mountain. So if they have like History of Benalia here, we still get to force through at least 5 damage if they want to trade, 4 damage if they want to chump. Right. So they're definitely on a budget white deck here. No denying that. I guess we do have to be wary of random cards we're not expecting that might enable them to gain a lot of life, or gigantic defender creatures we might not be able to attack through. Things we're not aware of in the format, but I don't know. We could and likely should are okay here. I'm sensing some kind of combat trick, like a destroy target attacking creature type trick. Deal 2 damage to target attacking creature. Revitalize. Right. Now revitalize this. So now even if they have like Wrath. Oh, thank you. So they could have actually, I mean, I guess we would have, even if they had held up the 4 mana, and we could have said, oh, well, maybe they have Settle the Wreckage, I think we still find an attack that wins us there. We're definitely swinging with at least 1 creature, if not 2. All right. That person made it to gold with their Knight's Pledge deck, I assume. All right, on the play. I think with the frenzies, this is worth keeping. It's actually kind of interesting having double frenzy in your opening hand, provided we don't brick on land drops. The one of the ways that you get stuck with frenzy is by frenzying into another one, but already having one in hand means it's less likely to happen, right? I was debating there for a second whether it'd be better to play Firebrand holding up Shock, but the 1/2 Explorer creature's really gone out of style. Yep, so we're just gonna get rid of this here. We 2 for 1 ourselves, but this is worth like actual infinite cards, so it's a 2 for infinity. We need some kind of number theory style equation to figure out what that's actually worth. Ramanujan can help us out, maybe. Just keep chunking through damage. It's functionally the same to deal 3 to that and have it deal 1 to them, and then swing. Plus, taking the Pyromancer off the board there makes this Wizard's Lightning cost 3. We're foregoing risk factor, but I don't know. I think this is the type of hand that when I've been playing green-black that I lose to, right? It's like, all right, risk factor, take 4. Oh, then they experimental frenzy, and they need to have like a Vivian Reed to destroy the frenzy. Oh. No, we kept 3 lands, and then, what did I say? As long as we don't brick. And brick we have. I guess we're going to risk factor here. They're probably going to take the damage since they have this Wild Growth Walker. Well, since it's just the one Wild Growth Walker, I do feel like we have a shot at beating it. This is why I wanted to hold the Chainwhirler, though, because if they had hit land off this 2-drop, then we could have at least swept it up. But never lucky. Okay, we rip land. This Chainwhirler is really not going to do much for us anymore. This person's on such a... wow. Okay. This is kind of a liability for them, I have to say. I'm not sure about playing that, unless they have a lot more Explorer creatures in hand, but they would have played an Explorer creature over this for sure. Oh. Did they find it? Oh, they are literally finding it. Ugh. God. So we have to fight this. Do them gaining 6 here. So this would put them down to 10. These green black decks, I feel like we can beat them if we don't come up against double Wild Growth Walker and we brick. Cool. All right, so we lost. That's too bad. But our green black opponents are just having all the life gain today. Cool. All right, very similar hand. So we're keeping. We can pray for an on-time Experimental Frenzy. Runaway Steam-Kin might help with that. Chainwhirler rates to be good against this on the Sacred Foundry. Although the fact that they put into play tapped could mean they're on a slower deck. Oh, they're on like some kind of Naya deck. Alright, let's just play our creature. Put damage on the board. They're gifting. So in a situation like this, do we want to wait one more turn to Frenzy? I kind of think that we do. We want to get the damage off of this. Pump the Steam-Kin to 4. They're giving us the cards. All right, well, let's get Steam-Kin out of range of a, what's it called? Deafening Clarion. It also lets us do end of turn risk factor to discard one of these lands if they don't use a sweeper here. Teferi. Are they gonna minus though? They're plussing. Oh, actually, nope. Because they could oh no, they can't untap until the end of turn. Okay. We'll do it with the trigger on the stack. Oh boy. So we could do the thing this turn. If we resolve the second Steam-Kin. Right, so they're showing us that they have no counterspell. Yeah. We were gonna do the thing where we get 2 Steam-Kins into play with a Frenzy. All right, yeah. Our opponent takes a mulligan. Ooh, looks like we're facing some kind of mirror here. Chainwhirler rates to be pretty good in this mirror. If they have like Pyromancer next turn. They held back. Let them decide what they want to do here. I have to imagine they're blocking or they're pinging it. Like, why else would they hold back, right? Okay. Steam-Kin. Alright, so if we get to eat up a Steam-Kin here. And have some board control. I think we're just attacking and playing the Phoenix. It gets us so far ahead. Alright, so we will, I guess, strike the bigger one. Attack through with everything. And no reason not to add to the board. Yeah, Pyromancer lets them block a Lavarunner or chump block a Chainwhirler, but they don't have a solid answer to the Phoenix. They could try fogging it for a turn by playing a Wizard's Lightning. Nope. So I think if we have any spell on top, we win. Yeah. Got him. Feels like the Chainwhirler basically won that mirror for us, more or less. Alright, this will be the last one of this video. This is interesting. So we have a full 25% of our land in hand on the draw. We probably mulligan this. And then do we look to keep a hand like this and hope that we find a land on top? I think we have to. Now, unfortunately, we need 2 lands to get Chainwhirler. Ooh. Maybe we should have kept our first hand, but it's kind of the issue of best of one is you don't have the luxury of knowing, like, okay, well, if I get it wrong here, I have games 2 and 3 to figure it out. Alright, well, we found our land, which I think means our mulligan was a success. I expect we're going to be seeing some counter spells here. This little goblin's gonna do its best to get in. So yeah, important to play this, make them decide between countering it or drawing. But we had exactly the draw that works well for them. Like, we're on the draw, and we don't really have a significant play until turn 3 when they have their counterspell mana up. I think we're still just looking to play Chainwhirler here. Kind of don't like playing this Steam-Kin into a potential Moment's Craving. And I'd rather play it on a turn where I can play it and then play a couple other things with it to grow it if I have to. Alright, Phoenix is good. So now they're going to be interested in using removal, I think. Which could create an opportunity to resolve Phoenix. Depending on how much they leave up. If they use like a cast down type effect, we'll play the Steam-Kin. Blink of an eye. Not kicked. Well, that kind of makes me want to play Steam-Kin then. Force them to use like if their plan was to syncopate, now they have to pay more. Yeah. Probably actually should have just played Chainwhirler. Either way, it stops them from playing the Insight. The only one that would have been wrong to play was the Phoenix. We also need to think about just throwing the shock at them at some point. Probably here. Just to get the damage out. So I'm guessing that they're on another Syncopate or a Cast Down. So I'm going to go for the Phoenix here. If they have Essence Scatter or something, I mean, that would be untypical. Or atypical, but yeah. So now they need to find Vraska's Contempt to answer this Phoenix. We put them under a little bit of pressure. They're down to 2 cards. Active Visconta is going to be very good for them. They have another draw 2. But we have them at 12, and the Rekindling Phoenix is going to chunk them if it connects. So they have enough mana to activate, look for Contempt, and play it. Alright, just play it all out. We still get to grow the Steam-Kin. They have Syncopate probably? No? Looks like they're just sitting on some removal then. Cast down. The Chainwhirler is the bigger immediate threat, but the Steam-Kin threatens to do some stuff. Long game. Oh, they found Contempt. Oh, it's going to be one of these where we scrap and scrap and scrap, and then they get there. Alright, this is actually a pretty good top deck. This is going to let us get the Steam-Kin to 4. It's going to attack for 2. And we have 3 here. So this Contempt is not as good as it was looking last turn. I don't want to say it was the best card we could top deck, but this puts them into 4. They gain up to 6. They're actually looking at taking lethal here. So they need to have something additional to the Vraska's Contempt. So yeah, maybe that was the best top deck that we could find. Not sure what they have for 1 blue though. The answer is they don't have it. Alright, so we got there. Maybe one of the reasons to play this deck, sometimes you get there. Okay, so I think we ended up about +2, maybe +3 on that session in wins. Hardly any of them felt super convincing. There was a couple stomps, but overall, that's, I think, the deck is powerful, but it doesn't feel convincing. But we're going to keep playing it. I want to get to like a reasonable number of games to see if we can sustain an above 50% win rate with it and then kind of decide how good it is. But anyways, that's it. We're at 26 minutes. We got like 5 or so games in there. I hope you all enjoyed. I know we don't usually play red decks, and one of the reasons I want to do it is also to kind of like start learning them again, or learning them anew, and just see how it feels. So, you know, we'll be back to the blue decks and the green decks eventually, but you know, new mode of play, ranked best of 1. It behooves us to try other things. So this will be the first step in that experiment. So yeah, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. How are you enjoying best of 1 ranked? Are you not enjoying best of 1 ranked? Have you just decided you're not going to even check it out until after the preseason? The sound of the dog means it's time to end the video. So yeah, stay tuned.